Leopardo Companies is a general contractor. We're headquartered here in Hoffman Estates. We've been in business for over 45 years. We originally operated in the Chicagoland area, but we've since expanded. We have offices in 2 more states now, and I think we're working in over 20 states across the country. So we're really building all over the U.S. right now. Our company is a builder, so we're a general contractor and we build buildings for our clients. What I do as the Director of Sustainability is I oversee corporate sustainability operations, as well as working on pretty much just about every green building we have. So those can be projects that are seeking a third-party green building certification like LEED, National Green Building Standard, Green Globes, etc. Or we may have clients that just have sustainability needs. They want us to track how much construction waste we've diverted from the landfill or other metrics like that. So I wear a number of hats here at Leopardo, in addition to running our volunteerism. LEED is Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design. So it's a third-party rating system that was created by the U.S. Green Building Council in the early 2000s. It's the predominant green building rating system globally right now and has been for many years. I've been fortunate to be on a national committee with LEED for about 5 years to help shape that rating system, and that's just one way that Leopardo really shows their support for sustainability is by being part of these national organizations, by giving me the latitude to participate in a platform that's outside of my daily workload, but that is progressing the green building industry. We chose to join the Green Business Recognition Program in Hoffman Estates because we thought it was a really important move to set our feet down in the community in which we're headquartered. So our headquarters, we're here in our headquarters office, and we've been in this office since about 2002. And we felt it was really important to use our influence as a sustainable contractor and as a sustainable business leader to join the Green Building Program, in addition to using it as a platform to continue to improve ourselves in partnership with some of those other green businesses in Hoffman Estates. Some of the benefits for us are twofold. It gives us an opportunity to lead by example, learn from others, communicate to our staff our importance. It's not just our job sites that have the environmental impact. Our office operations and the things we do, even little things like water bottles matter. And so it really gives us a great opportunity to look at some different aspects of our business. I think it helps our community in a number of ways. I like to first look at where we're sited in the Prairie Stone Business Park, which is just a beautiful park. We've got native, drought-resistant, non-invasive species as part of our landscape, which is just a really awesome thing. It helps with the groundswell of getting more businesses engaged, and it's important for every business to look at their operations and find out where they can be more sustainable. And as more businesses get on, then it creates that domino effect. And so if we can lead by example or learn from other people's example, then that's going to help create that critical mass that we need to get business really engaged in drawing down global climate change, both for our community, our state, our nation, and the world. I first want to say that we became part of this program in 2011. I have our certificate here. I was pleased to find it. In sustainability, there are challenges. There are always challenges. If you're not persistent, you probably should not be in the field. But starting out, there were a number of job site initiatives that I tried to initiate. And I would just say as a general contractor, there's tremendous environmental impact from our job sites. You know, we may have 200 job sites at a time going, so 2 to 3 little offices is nothing in comparison to what we can do on our job sites. And so I know that one initiative, particularly I started trying to get going 12 years ago. It's going now, but at the time there was no critical mass in the Midwest. No one was doing that job site initiative, and so it was hard to get support. Now, with the onset of things like ESG, corporate social responsibility, and so forth, there's really a groundswell of support for some of these initiatives. And so right now, as a company, we've been able to roll out a really innovative job site sustainability strategies program that's part of our ESG program that really supports that. But there are always challenges, and some of them are related to staffing, knowledge. People don't really like to do new things. There's certainly in an entrenched industry like construction, you get that, well, we've always done it this way. So sometimes these new ideas related to sustainability, they take a change of thinking, a change of process, and sometimes they take money, and so those can all be challenging. I think showing that other people are doing some of these things helps you overcome some of those challenges. Obviously with sustainability, a lot of things that are good for the planet are good for the people and are good for the wallet. So finding those sweet spots of where you can have a financial savings or show return on investment over time are really important. I would caveat that by saying that shouldn't be the only metric. Like saving money should not be the only reason for or driver for sustainable initiatives. We first became a green business with Hoffman Estates in 2011, but I believe our Beyond Green committee, which is our internal green team, I think that group started in around 2007. We did our first LEED project in 2005, and that's how I became interested in sustainability, was working on that project. And I think everybody that is working on a sustainability plan or trying to be a green business needs to think about what are our next steps. I think you said it in an earlier question, this isn't a one and done. You don't just check the box and say, we're good, we're sustainable now. It's an ongoing process. So we have started in 2023 a corporate ESG plan. As a privately held business, this isn't a requirement for the SEC or any regulatory agency, but we've realized that we can really support our clients better. For me, as a sustainability professional, it really broke out the silo. So a lot of sustainability professionals are siloed in their work, but we were able to get this into our strategic planning. So we have a 5-year strategic plan for sustainability. One thing we've been able to do internally is work on reducing our footprint from our coffee. So we started about a year ago using G2 Revolution out of Crystal Lake to recycle our Keurig containers. The benefit to Leopardo has been that A, we learned about coffee recycling and the carbon footprint of coffee, and B, we've been able to remove these items from the landfill. These are not recyclable in and of themselves because they have multiple components, but when you put them to a specialty recycler, they're able to separate those components. And the carbon footprint of a pot of coffee is actually higher than the carbon footprint of a single-use pod. So that's something we learned along the way, is that Keurigs are not as environmentally damaging as we thought they were, particularly if you're engaging in a recycling program. Part of our Build Green pillar is our 3 pillars of leadership, advocacy, and continuous improvement, and that really stretches to our staff. So a lot of the items we do internally have to do with engaging our staff and teaching them about sustainability so that they can go forward in their own life. One thing we do is have film recycling. This has been a great program. As a business, we don't have that much plastic film, but we got one of these film recycling boxes, and it's been requested over and over from our staff. And so if they have plastic bags, food wrap, different film that things come in packaging, then they can recycle it. So we have 2 of these here in our office, and they're both full right now. I'm getting ready to send them off and get replacement boxes. So that's just a fun employee level thing we do internally. You know, if people can bring their stuff here and recycle it, that's great. At least it's getting recycled. We also have an in-house electronics recycling program. Same thing. Most of the stuff in that program is not from our business. It's broken headsets and video game controllers and TVs and monitors from our staff. This is our green cube, and this is our internal collection spot for items that are going to be going out for recycling. This is often related to the business, but it's also often related to people's personal life. So up until a few days ago, this was overflowing. These huge bins that our carpenters made collect architectural samples like flooring, glass, paint, lock sets, and other things that we get to look at to approve for our construction projects. So once they've been approved, we don't need them anymore. These items like carpet samples and stuff often go to the landfill, but we've partnered since its beginning in Chicago with an organization called Zero Landfill Chicago, which takes these items and gives them to artists, students, teachers, and so forth. So we just loaded our pallet, about 400 pounds of materials going to zero landfill this week for their drive. Another item that we've done for, probably a decade and a half is the Nike Reuse a Shoe program. So our employees will bring in their old, nasty tennis shoes, and we send those back to Nike. Nike then strips the sole from the top of the shoe and grinds that material and makes sports flooring. When we started the program, it was a nonprofit. Now they actually sell that flooring to projects that we build. So it's a pretty exciting thing, and it gives people an opportunity to recycle an item like a nasty tennis shoe that's not donatable. It gives them an opportunity to keep that out of the landfill. Some of the things we're going to accomplish in the next 5 years are really working on the environmental impact of this building as some of the systems are starting to come to the end of their life and need replacement. We'll be looking at sustainable replacements and repairs and renovations, further drawing down our job site carbon impact. I'm currently working on a sustainable purchasing plan, so even things like pens and notebook paper, those things matter, and so we just changed our vendor and are working on a sustainable purchasing plan, but those are just a few of the things that are next steps for us. Thank you for the Village of Hoffman Estates for having this great program.